Hi, this is Ladipo Yojola from Oyashiriada Torah Research. Yes, hi, greetings to everyone. This is the first video release I'll be coming at the new site, at the place where Yorubas led me for the assignment to continue. And well, we are trying to find our feet around here, and the NGO too is already working at how to start influencing the community and bringing about growth in the community. And so that's all we are all about. And today is the first teaching, and and yeah, I'm really happy about being in the place where you were has commanded. And I'm also happy being able to for this particular teaching of today, the information that is coming today. And one of the reasons why I'm really rejoicing is that it is coming in the midst of some doubters, some people spreading their doubts, trying to enlarge their doubt despite the last teaching. Yeah, some people sharing posts talking about Moses going to where Moses went to, that is the area of Mount Sinai, where he met his father-in-law and where he married his wife. So they are trying to use that as the reason why there is correlation between the ancient Hebrew writings and Yoruba, and then the cultures. That so the father-in-law of Moses is a Yoruba man, and so all those things and all those. Well, for me, altogether, I say that is stupidity, especially coming after the previous teaching, which showed Babylonian impact. The impact of Babylonian slavery on ancient Hebrew language, which is now revealed in the Yoruba we are speaking, like in our number, which is now many meta merin. That's what we turn it to, and also talking about choice, and this and this vocabulary was actually from in the Torah. From Genesis, all the work I've been doing so far, they are not there, but in that particular, so it is that there are some of these terminologies that came into the Hebrew dictionary, Hebrew day-to-day terminologies as a result of slavery. Yes, but they are really ancient Hebrew, like they are really the Hebrew language. So still perfectly Yoruba words, but these are terminologies that came from the understanding of what happened during the slavery. So they have to alter the. Well, it could have also been that the slave masters then actually did not want them to speak. Desired that they must change their reading or some of those their cultural something in order to break them from their culture. Or probably you remember in the book of Psalms, it said those who took us slaves asked us to sing our song, the song of Zion, and we said no. So it could also mean that the Hebrew Israelite, the ancient Hebrew Israelite, because of the shame of the slavery, and knowing that they are the one, it is not something that is unavoidable. It is because of their choice. So they are the one that brought that slavery upon themselves. So they decided not to sing the song of Zion, the song of Jerusalem in a strange land. So maybe they decided not to use most of their cultural ways. They decided not to use it, and then they created another, saying that it is a shame using, not just like they were ashamed of singing Zion songs, so they are ashamed of using some of the things, and probably create some new terminologies. So far, so we saw that in the last teaching, and so we see. After that, then somebody now coming about the Moses in where in his father-in-law's place. So I think it is, to me, it is stupidity. Because now, then, if it is Moses that copied the culture, Moses copied the culture of the Ethiopians when he got a wife, the Cushite, then how come the Babylonian captivity? At least Babylon did not, Ethiopians were not captured by the Babylonians. The Ethiopian kingdom was not captured by Babylon. So how much? So if you are part of the Ethiopians that met Moses' father-in-law, and that is who you are, and that is what you are, and that is your proof, well, then how come that the what was discussed last week, the Babylonian slavery impact on the ancient Hebrew, now still on Yoruba language? I think it is just sheer stupidity that some of the people that they refuse. Now, when they hear sound argument, they refuse to listen to sound argument. Rather, they refuse to hold to their stupidity. And these people that are saying this in are actually Christians. And that's one of the things. I'm not really very situated, kind of sad situation. Because when you as a Christian, when you say it is the Ethiopian people that Moses, they are the one that taught, they taught Moses the Yoruba Hebrew, the Yoruba ancient Hebrew. They are the one that taught him all the laws, all the circumcision, everything. So that means you are saying all that was written in the Torah that God spoke to Moses. That means there was no God. There was no God. All that was written in the Bible is a lie. Then what are you doing in church? So you being in church, when you believe that there's no God and everything is a lie, then you are a fool. Even I will say you are mad. That person is mad. That is madness. And that person is a time bomb, and that means he sees the church as the Christianity as a business. So it's just in Christianity just to take advantage and maybe he'll become a pastor, be probably one of the maybe that's why we have pastors that just sleep around with sisters in the church, sleep with members' wife, because to them there is no God. Because to them there is no God, and since to them there is no God, and everything that Moses said are just what he got from the Yoruba ancestor in Ethiopia. So they just so they should take advantage. So since they now know that there is no God, he just copy all our Yoruba teachings, and that's what they put in the Bible. So they just take advantage. Let's go to their religion and go and mess it up. So let's sleep with the wife of their members, even sleep with the wife of senior pastors, sleep with all the single sister, all the young men, to destroy their lives, and just make yourself great. Since they copy, since they are following copycat, then let's we have the original, go and bamboozle them with witchcraft and sorcery. So that means those people are really mad. They are mad people. But here we know we have Oyoiwa, the creator of existence, and we know Moshaha. Every revelation of Moshaha, whom we call Moses, is real and genuine, and he had an encounter with God, with Oyoiwa. And then we know that we have an encounter with Oyoiwa ourselves, and we have seen him, we've heard from him, and then we've seen him, we've seen his glory. So we know he is genuine. So that is why we are here, because we know the truth, and the truth has set us free. And then through teaching, and we are here through research and teaching, we are proving, we are explaining, and we are bringing the truth out. So through the last teaching, you've seen the Babylonian impact. Today too, we are going to see the Greek impact on the ancient Hebrew. So that's what we'll be looking. So let's see where we stop this teaching today, and then we continue. Alright, so this is the teaching for today. Matthew chapter 7, verse 34. So let me read quickly. Matthew 7:34. So I'm really happy to be discussing this. And for this, coming this time that some people are trying to raise so-called what I call foolish argument. And one thing is that the way they as if they were there when Moses went to that place and his father-in-law was teaching him all those things that he did, and that all those things were not instructed by God. So those are the. So I'm really happy, and actually this thing came by. Well, my mother asked me a question about Matthew 7:34. Some people are saying Ephrata. So she now asked me that, is it Ephrata or Ephrata? So now I say, all right, so let me check the Concordance Bible. So I checked the Concordance, the Greek and stuff. And so I went deeper to study, and I found this important information. So I know it was not a mistake. So it was Yoruba that usually in the past, some people ask questions that led to teachings and information like that. So this time, well, maybe previously it comes through students, people that are interested in this work. But my mother, well, she's interested that, yes, this is what our son is doing. Or I don't know really that she's Hebrew and all those things. So she's just, well, so it's true that she's the one that was used to send this question, and she was looking for another thing, but you will actually use it to reveal something very important to me. So and looking up to heaven, he sighed and said unto him, Ephrata, that is, be opened. So I'm going to be looking at this two, Ephrata and then be opened. So I'm going to look at what are we going to find out. And Ephrata, so this is Greek, so I'm not going to touch it. They said it is Greek, so we are not dealing with Greek, is not Yoruba language. But they said this Greek word is from Aramaic language. That is, this word is not a Greek word. It is, even though Greek actually conquered the Aramaic and ruled them, but Greek words were also affected by what? By the Greek did not only rule over the Arameans, but the language of the Greek language was also affected by the Aramaic people. So it is from Aramaic origin, and the Aramaic are close to the Hebrew, and it is here saying strong that it is a Chaldee, means something that is like Chaldeans. So that's a Chaldee origin, and this Chaldee origin is actually really looking at. So we have H660 Aramaic origin. So the H660 is actually now talking about Hebrew, an Hebrew word, and it is Chaldee, that is some of those Hebrew words that they will tell you they don't understand, and that some people say they don't understand, that it is as Chaldea origin, that is Chaldee, that is Babylonian, those words that came after Babylon. So let's check. So now we are here. So this word they call Petak, but so on addition of vowels, ìpín ti ẹ̀kún, ìpín ti ẹ̀kún, ìpín ti ẹ̀kún. I did not put signs on this already. That is do mi, ìpín ìtì ẹ̀kún, do mi, do re, do re. Ìpín means to divide, to open up. That means to divide something. Iti, that is, this is a short something. Iti means something that's short. That is the edge. So the ekun is actually, so the Yoruba word for door is ile ekun. Though they call it ilekun now, but it is not ile. It is not something that you don't gum it to the edge. It is actually ile ekun. It is something that you put upon the doorway, the edge. So when you build a room, you put a doorway, that is the fullness of the room. So where the fullness of the room reached, that's so the other part where that is not covered. So when you get to the fullness of the room, so there's a passage to go out. So that passage is now you put something upon it, maybe a cloth so that's what they call door here. When it is wooden, something that is closed. Even it could be half, it could be short, it could be small. Like the Yoruba used to use in the ancient past, just half door, don't close their door. So it's something that hangs on top the pathway. from a room. So ilé ẹ̀kún. But and then Yoruba today will say ti ilé ẹ̀kún. Ti ilé ẹ̀kún means close ilé ẹ̀kún, or pa ilé ẹ̀kún dé. These two words are actually saying the same thing. Ti ilé ẹ̀kún, that is close the lead at the pathway. Or ti ilé ẹ̀kún is shut it up. So it's still the same thing. But here now, this is talking about open. Ìpín ìtì ẹ̀kún. Ìtì ẹ̀kún is what you use to shut the edge, that is the door, the pathway. Now, so this opening that use ìpín is actually more referring to two-leaf door. When I mean two-leaf door, that is a door that is from right and left, and it closes up in the middle, and that's why you put the hook, you put the joint, whatever you want to join, put the padlock. So most ancient door, especially in palaces, is actually two-leaf door that you lock it up in the middle. So when you get there, you just use your two hands to push to the right. You push the half to the right side, and then you push the other half to the left side. So it's as if you are now when you shut it, it looks like a whole door, one door. But when you open it, you now find out that it is two. So you open the two leaves, right and left. So you have divided the door. So this is ìpín ìtì ẹ̀kún. So that is why this one is here. Ìpín ìtì ẹ̀kún. Then the second one, or this and the other one, is also the same things. They are both Hebrew. So this is it. Then the H665. Well, now, though they are saying the H665 is from the H606 is from H605, but no, they are two different words. Just like I say, ìtì ẹ̀kún, ti ilé ẹ̀kún, and then pa ilé ẹ̀kún dé. They are still talking about the same thing. So one is not from another. It is just the way the Yoruba word is not about. It's not that you have a particular term for these things. For this thing, it is about you arrange different syllables that is passing the same information. So it's possible for you to arrange different syllables and still pass out the same information. Ti ilé ẹ̀kún, then it's saying close the door. Pa ilé ẹ̀kún dé is still saying shut the door. So the first is not from the other. The first is not from the second is not from the first. So these are two words. So I think this is all the people that wrote this dictionary should also learn from. They have to learn from this teaching. So if you are connected to them, please, you can forward this teaching to them. They have to learn that most of these things that they say they want this. No, they are not from the other. Hebrew words they are built from their syllable. They are not like the other languages like the Greek and that just steal other people's languages, like the Greek, like English language. No. Yoruba language, the ancient Hebrew language, which is the Yoruba language, is not like that. They build their words. They are built up. The present day Yoruba, they might steal words from other people because they don't understand. They've lost the understanding of the ingenuity of the ancient Hebrew. But then most of the words that they say they even borrow from the Hausas, the Northerners, are actually not borrowed words. They are actually ancient Hebrew Yoruba words. For example, they say Alafia is a Hausa word. No, Alafia is not a Hausa word. Alafia is actually a Yoruba word, but it is the way that they call it in the Torah. The replica word for it is Ire Ifia. So what we call Alafia is actually Ila Ifia or Allah Ifia. That is, you pass over Ifi. Ifi is a Yoruba word that means to be trouble. That is a negative condition, trouble, challenge. That is, he was shaken by that situation. That is anything that shake our faith, that shake our belief, that shake. That is Ifi. So La Ifia means that person has passed through trouble and he has come out. He has prevailed. So Ila Ifia, Ire Ifia, they are both Yoruba words from the ancient Hebrew Torah. So Yoruba saying Alafia is actually saying the issue. It's just that they don't understand what they are saying. They don't know why they are saying. They can't even fathom it. So that is they are like people that have a treasure in their hand, but they are so lost. They are so lost that they don't know what they have, and they don't know the riches and the wealth in their hand. So I think it is. Well, I praise Yoruba for Allah for giving this privilege to me to be able to understand all these things. So it's not by power, it's not by might, it's by Him. So 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 the other one is ìpín ìtì ẹ̀kún. Now, but this one here is not ìpín ìtì ẹ̀kún. This is ìfàátà ẹ̀kún. Ìfàátà ẹ̀kún. Ìfàátà ẹ̀kún. So now this is another word, ancient Hebrew word, also for talking about opening of the door. So this is ìfàátà ẹ̀kún. No, the first one is ìpín ìtì ẹ̀kún. That is those doors that you just put your hand. But this ìfàátà ẹ̀kún is really talking about the total opening of the door. Like that means this kind of door, when you talk about ìfàátà ẹ̀kún, it's not a door that you hang, that is hung to the door, that is hung to the pathway, to the wall of the door, to the pillars. Now those that hang to the pillar, they swing around the pillar. So what you can do is ìpín, especially those that hang right and left, you just ìpín. So you push it in between, so it hangs. Then you divide the door by opening it. But here, this one is ìfàátà, that is you pull out. And so this is more talking about, so maybe like they just hang the door somehow that you can easily, totally remove the door from the pathway. Ìfàátà, you totally pull it out. Ìfàátà ẹ̀kún. And if you can see their own English words too, the definition, what they said to be open, that is to let loose. When you let something loose, that means you totally loose it, as if you pull the door from the hinges. When you open the door, you don't just open it. The whatever is holding it to the wall, you remove it totally to let loose, or said be thrown open. So ìfàátà, that means you pull out. So that is so you see. So this is ìfàátà, and Yoruba one, you say ẹ̀fàsítà, that is pull it out, that is remove it, that is removing something totally. So it's not about, so ìfàátà is not about just open the door. It is pull it out. You pull the door out from the wall and everything. So that is to be thrown open. And so that is so you can see now what we are saying here. So we are saying the Greek. Here we see how the ancient Hebrew language, which they try to get, the Aramaics also get from Hebrew languages, and then and most of the one they call Aramaic also, most of the time is actually the Hebrew language. Some of the languages, maybe some of the terms that they developed when they were under Aramean, under the rule of the Arameans. And but really both are still perfect Yoruba word. There's no difference. Well, because for me today, the syllable, the syllabic build up still show perfect Yoruba word for the two words, and one is not from the other. But they are just saying they are saying two different things, but yet they are related, but two different things. So here you can see that Greek, they borrowed from ancient Hebrew language. So that is fine, I think. So to be open wide, so you can see the more so when it is high. So this is the second word we are looking at today. The second word we are looking at is the G, to be opened, G1272. It's Greek, and you can see translation Anago. So let's go down. So it means to open by dividing, to open thoroughly, so male opening, so many things like that. But we want to look at, let's break it down and see what we can get from it. Then the first one, dia, the one in front, means true. It means by, it means true, it could be throughout of time, throughout, when they talk about time. So it could mean throughout. So it could be during, or means, by the means of true, by the reason of, the account of, because of, for this reason, therefore this account. So it means something like that. So that is the dia. Yes, sir. It is. Emma Binusa. Yes, sir. So sorry, my people. So let's continue the scene. So, so the second word now, which is the remaining word, is anoigo, or phonetic an, then oigo. That's what they call it. Yeah, anoigo. So, and that oigo means to open up. In various ways, it means to open up, to open. We know that in the note and in this verse, they're comparing the two words. The one called Ephata, but now we know that in the ancient Hebrew it is Ephata, and they Ephata, and then so now they are comparing to this second word, and this second word, so it means we are talking about the same thing. That is to this opening is not just open; it is remove. You remove something, you move something away to open up, to make the place where it was previously staying empty and open. So. So you can see that. So you can see the oigo. But now, so the last word is the first one is now ana. Now they say an oigo, an oigo, and like it's an. But now it is clear that it is not an, it is ana. Ana. That is ana. So it is ana. So now, so let's now go back and read properly. So ana. So it means this is what? Ana. Oigo. Ana, oigo. And we know in Yoruba language, when we are speaking words together, what do? We just cut some things away. All the unnecessary sound, we cut it away so that we will make our information very simple to pass. Like what we call the broken English. Make I go, instead of should I go? We don't make I go. I don't go, instead of, no, we just, so they did the same thing to this. They make it into broken Greek language. So just like also instead of an oigo, so the true is ana oigo, So more if you remove the y sound, which is common to the ancient Hebrew, our ancestors. So that means we are talking of anago. You know, Yoruba. I know you know where I'm going already. Anago is the name that Yoruba has been saying. Yes, that is the name they used to bear before. That Yoruba is not this new word. Yoruba is not their name. They don't even know it is Oyo that they call Yoruba, that they call themselves Anago. And then Omo Inuabi. So Inuabi, of course, you've seen from our previous work, we know Inua is the one that brought them. That is the king of the Hebrew king of Yemen. But this is the name Anago. So now let's look at it. So it means to open into the mist, because Ana means into the mist. So to open into the mist. Or more precisely, because what we are talking about is to remove, to be removed into the mist. So if you now call a people Anago, that means they are talking about a people that have been removed into the mist. So they have been removed into the mist throughout for a long time. And that is what the ancient Hebrew people. So now this is ancient Hebrew document. The ancient Hebrew document. This is the gospel. This is the gospel according to Matthew, and they are writing what was said. That is, Jesus said, use the word Ephata, which they call Ephata, and they are now explaining. And they said it means to be open, and that is the Greek. And in that time, they were actually using they use Aramaic, they use Greek. So this word anago is mean actually to be open or to be removed into the mist. So the word anago is actually a Greek word. No wonder our people are not being able to explain what the name really means. Even the name Yoruba, your people, they said they owns the name, are yet to be able to explain what the meaning of the name. But so not to talk of anago, that is a Greek word that our ancestors just speak along the line, and then they carry. And of course, since it's a Greek word, that means you can't break it into syllable and just explain it with Yoruba understanding. So it is what? It is to be open or to be removed into the mist. So that is the word anago. And that is talking about, so they call themselves anago because of what has happened to them. They are people of Shiriala, we are Shiriala, and the great and mighty Oyoiwa, who used to protect them, and they are very special people unto Oyoiwa. But because of their sin, because of what happened in the last teachings, that is what they choose themselves. What they choose, because of what they have chosen themselves, they become Anago. That is, they were removed into the midst of nations. They were removed into the midst of people. They were removed. So the specialty, that anointing upon them, that calling was removed. So they are being treated in the midst. So they were being ruled Babylonian captivity, Aramean captivity, Greek captivity, Roman. So they were destroyed. They went to Yemen. They were destroyed there again. They came to West Africa. Islam came, scattered their kingdom. Fulani attacking them. So all these things, because they have been removed. Oyoiwa has removed them and pushed them. So they experience all the wrong things that everybody is experiencing. What they are not supposed to experience, that what they are experiencing. So now, so the word Anago, so actually means somebody who is removed into the midst. So they have been removed into the. So that's why they call themselves Anago, because they know they've been removed into the midst of nations. Just like even when they were in West Africa here, Oyoiwa was still enslaved because they refused to return back to him. They are worshiping idols, worshiping the God of heaven, the one they call Olorun, Ilu-Orun, that is Lord of heaven. You remember in the time of Jeremiah when they said they want to worship the Queen of heaven and the King, the host of heavens. So Ilu-Orun is actually Lord of heavens. So they are worshiping Lord of heavens. So Oyoiwa was sent and they worship so many idols too. So they fight themselves, they sell themselves to slavery to white men. They are mad. That's the madness of the highest order. So Oyoiwa made, of course, he said in the scripture that he will make them to run mad. So they fight themselves, sell themselves to white men, because for glass, for useless things, because madness has overtaken them from Oyoiwa. So they are truly Anago. And that name was following them. Anago was following them. So Anago is a Greek word that our ancestors speak along the line during the Greek rule, and they use the word to name. It's a word that describes their situation, so they were calling themselves that name. That they are special people. They are people of special caliber, but that has been removed and they have been forced into the midst of ordinary people. And that is what they call themselves. That's why they call themselves Anago. And from this one now we can see the meaning of the word Ago is 2:50 already. So I'm preparing for 3 o'clock. So Ago means to open or to be removed. So when I say, when somebody block my path and say, Ago, no, that means remove yourself from the way. And when you remove yourself from the way, what happened? The pathway will open up. So you see, removing and open work together. So remove yourself, then to open up the way. So that is it. So when I come to here and I say Onile ye Ago, that is Onile ye, please come and remove the barrier. That is, it needs to come and open the door for me. It needs to come and open the door. Of course, I can't go in without he opening the door. Even if I want to ask a question, they need to open the door so that I can see them, so that we can hear. So Onile ye are good. Okay, Onile ye is either you come out, that is remove yourself out, that is come out. Is either saying mean for the owner of the house to come out, so that and also refers to the opening of the door, because sometimes it is the people that you know, when they go to the house of friends, they say use it Onile ye are good, that is they're asking them, that is to open up. Owner of this house, open up. I want to enter. So you see, so only a year ago, is talking about opening, removing something to open the pathway. So as many as that are listening to this video and you are ancient Hebrew, you know who you are. So you are Anago, you are descendants of those that call themselves Anago, the ancient Hebrew people. So that is who we are. So with all these things, with all these confirmations, I think we should just rejoice in who we are and then cherish our identity very well. We should cherish it, we should rejoice in it. So this is not a reason to start hating the white people, to start hating the Greek, to start hating the Arameans, to start hating the Romans, to start hating all those people that Oyoiwa was used to punish us. No, it's for a call for us to sit right with Oyoiwa, that let us love our maker, and that so that even those, he will use those who have destroyed us to come and build us, that they will serve us. So that is the great things about all these things, is that this is a call for us to return to Oyoiwa. And I pray that the Ibuilekun for you will be upon you and your household in Jesus' name. And just as I've said before, please, the building of the sanctuary for Yoruba, in the name, and where praises will be said to him day and night is going on. So please, I'm expecting you, send your gift. We're expecting your gift. Send your gift to build with us. Send your gift. And if you want to bless this teacher, the teacher of this word, please send your gift. We'll be expecting it. So thank you very much. You are blessed in the name of Yoruba.